My name is Aaliyah Savoy, and the name of my project is The Effect That Stress and Burnout Has on People, especially doctors. This topic is very important because everybody deals with stress, no matter what line of work you're in or what goes on in your personal life. In this project, I talk about the types and consequences of stress, how to identify stress, and what stress has on doctors, or how stress affects doctors. This lit review project is investigating the effect that stress and burnout has on people, especially doctors. Not all stress is bad, but it can easily sneak up on you and is considered a hormonal response from the body. Stress is something that everyone deals with, and it's very important that you identify your stress symptoms and treat it the best way you can. Stress can often lead to burnout, which is a state of emotional or mental exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. It occurs when you feel overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to meet constant demands. The types/consequences of stress. Stress can be caused by many factors in your life, personal or professional. Stress in all workplaces is very serious considering it can affect your overall health. Chronic and acute are two types of stress that can occur. Acute stress isn't all that serious and it is very short term, meaning that it is something you can maintain right then and there, like when you slam on the brakes or when you have a fight with your partner or when you do something new or exciting for the first time. That is acute stress. It lasts for short periods of time. Chronic stress is way more serious than acute stress because it can last for long periods of time, up to months. Having money problems or having an unhappy marriage or trouble at work all falls under the category of chronic stress. Not finding ways to deal with it can cause major health problems such as memory loss, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and loss of sociability. Identifying stress. Knowing how to identify and treat your symptoms of stress is important. Physical, emotional, behavioral, and relational are four main stages of our health that stress can appear in. Physical stress are things such as headaches, muscle ache, tension in your body, and even an upset stomach. Emotional stress is things such as restlessness, feeling hopeless or discouraged, the feeling of wanting to isolate yourself from others, or feeling panic or dealing with anxiety. Behavioral stress are things like having difficulty sleeping, anger issues, trouble with decision making, and even the excessive use of drugs and alcohol. Relational stress is things such as communication difficulties or wanting to avoid interactions with people around you or people in general. There are some type of devices that can help you manage your health and help you identify your stress level. Portable devices such as Fitbit and Apple Watches are good ways to monitor stress levels. Fitbit tracks heart rate activities and your heart rate variability. If your heart rate variability is high, then you're considered good or your stress level is normal. But if it's low, then it is associated with stress. And Fitbit and Apple Watch is a good way for people to monitor their stress if they don't want to go to the doctor or if they feel like they can deal with their stress on their own. In the data chart, it shows the stress level and the performance. So a normal performance for a normal stress level is just you being inactive and bored, having a healthy tension, and being motivated. Having a low stress level, the performance can be focused and optimum stress, which means there are things that you can make. Those are the things you can maintain. Medium stress level and performance is fatigue and stress overload. I think medium is when the stress really starts to kick in and you start to feel overtired or you start to have loss of energy and stuff like that. The more serious or high level of stress and the performance can lead to sickness and disease. Also deals with exhaustion, panic, anxiety, anger, and burnout, even breakdown. Knowing which category your stress level falls under is very important because depending on how you are feeling or where your stress level is can determine exactly how you can lower your stress level or maintain it right then and there. Stress on doctors. Being a doctor can involve very stressful situations. Most doctors work 40 plus hours a week and sometimes even more. Not only do they work long hours, they barely have time for their personal lives. This can be very stressful on doctors because not knowing how to balance your work and personal lives is very hard because you're taking on your responsibilities at work and then you're coming home and taking care of responsibilities, and without knowing how to balance those things can be very difficult for some people. Sometimes physicians won't even go and seek help for stress. And those same doctors are the same ones who are afraid that getting help will result in a much larger issue, which can make it very difficult for them to maintain their license. This doesn't only happen with doctors. Other people in other careers also go through this. They are afraid of speaking up, or they are afraid of saying that they're taking on too much because they're afraid of getting fired, or in doctors' case, losing their license because they are not able to maintain their stress level, or they're not able to balance it well as others, or they're allowing it to affect them to the point where it's affecting their health. My works cited is 80 AM Incorporation 2021, Berg 2018, EAP 2018, Fitbit Incorporation 2021, Conkale 2020, Scott 2020, Smith et al. 2020, and Saw 2020. I would like to thank my teacher for assisting me with this project. I would also like to thank the judges for their time and questions. This concludes my project on the effect stress and burnout has on people, especially doctors.